Hello, welcome back to Sunless Skies. I'm very excited for this game. I'm very interested to see what it has to offer. You can use otherworldly artifacts to open vaults in the Blue Kingdom. I'm going to pretend to know what that means. So I believe in the last episode we left we have a trading opportunity. Only the well-armed, the desperate, and the foolhardy travel the skies. As a result, there is money to be made transporting goods. Purchase 3 sacks of verdant seeds from the bazaar at Port Avon. Sell them in the bazaar at Magdalene's Port. Port Avon lies to the southeast of New Winchester. Let's just go ahead and check that box first, shall we? Let us. So southeast. We want to have a look at the map, I think. How does one look at the map? Chart, tab, okay. So I'm assuming southeast. We can send out our Raven if we want at times. I might not do it right away. Oh, let's do it right away. Why not? Why not? We'll see what fortune brings us. We've got something. A report from your scout. It's found something. Blue Kingdom Transit Relay. Okay, that's nice. Your scout has discovered something over there. We'll get to that later. We're not really headed in that direction. Okay, what is this? Scamp's Narrow, 57 experience gain. What is this? Can I get through this? I can. I'm not exactly sure what's foreground and what's background sometimes. Oh, we've got some stuff. We will absolutely check out the stuff. The taste of smog, the sound of iron on iron. We are home. We got something nice. Okay, southeast. Is that a marauder? Their lights are white, so I assume they are friendly. I'm gonna put my cruise control on. I love just the general atmosphere and just the concept of like cruising a little steam engine through space is just so cool. And then meanwhile, space has got like overgrowth. A distant nebula shines on this place. Its light as mellow as melted butter. What is that? What in the world was that? That was like a weird space whale or something. Alright, where are we? Ruins claw the sky, the work of giants. Is that an enemy? Cantankery. I'ma shoot it. Yeah, oh. There we go, we shot it. Died very instantly. A cantankery placated. A cantankery are lumbering, half-fossilized isopods that will attack anything they disapprove of. Given that they are a very ancient and mysterious, murderously grumpy, that means almost everything. The corpse of the cantankery has been neatly sheared, creating a clear cross-section of its internal arrangements. Prize precious stones from its carapace, or retrieve a stony organ. Send one of the crew out with a set of pliers, or sometimes clusters of jasper, tourmaline, or agate can be found embedded in the calcified plates. Gain sovereigns, or you will always find an uncanny specimen but may lose crew. Leave the beast untouched. Let's gain some sovereigns. Failure. Your efforts yield only modest results before a violent shudder racks the beast. 2 plates of carapace grind together. A crewman's hand was caught between them. His scream is thin in the hollows of the sky. You've lost 1 crew. Wow. Gain 6 sovereigns. Hardly worth it. It didn't really mention the risks of, looting that thing. The village green, we're gaining experience discovering ports. You can earn more experience by defeating enemies, discovering landmarks, and completing prospects and stories. You've earned enough experience to increase your captain's level. You can now choose a new past or deed via the facet screen. We could check out Port Avon. This isn't really... Is this where we were supposed to be? Port Avon. There we are. We are... This is the place we're meant to go. So let's check... Let's dock. Behold, a ruin of giants. Gargantuan blocks jigsawed together, furred with moss and whispering with orchards. A bucolic village nestles amongst them. Smoke coils daintily from the chimneys. Smoke coils daintily from the chimneys, sorry. A leisurely game of cricket unfolds on the village green. A ramshackle dock juts into the sky beside a farmyard scattered with rusty locomotive parts, plating, piping, and chugging motors with its innards exposed. Disembark. An oily-faced, black-haired girl waves your locomotive into position. Welcome to Port Avon, she calls as you disembark. A rich knot of scents greet you. Leaves and wood smoke, enriched by an infrequent but pungent intrusion of goat. Port Avon welcomes new visitors, but your novelty will wear off the more time you spend there. When you visit in the future, you may need to bring something to keep them friendly. Your Port Avon welcome is now 3. Port Avon spills prettily across sections of colossal drifting ruins. Its orchards bask in the evening gold light of a distant nebula. Write a port report. Locals are willing to update you on the news. There's not much to share. There is not for talk of smugglers and sky beasts. You could easily confuse this place for a village and the world you left behind. It's quite peaceful here, apart from some fuss over a newspaper delivery. The villagers frown and change the subject when you ask about it. To earn rewards, hand your reports into the Indurate Veteran or the Prudent Secretary. They are formally found at Victory Hall and Company House, docks near New Winchester. However, they can move as the war and the Reach progresses. Okay. So, let's go ahead and check out the shops. We want to go to the bazaar and buy sack of verdant seeds. Can we not afford? Do we need 3 of them? Purchase 3 sacks. Oh no, can we not afford? We might have to sell some stuff. We don't have enough. Oh no. The floor of the Reach is dangerously fecund. Fecund? Plant a seed, water it, give it a little light, and it'll sprout overnight. During transport, it is vital the sacks be stored in a cool, dark, dry place, or your hold is likely to become an impromptu shrubbery. Okay, let's check out the Sharma and Sons. They have some stuff. We might have to sell some supplies. Selling some supplies would get us up to what exactly? We were at 67. That would give us enough. So let's go ahead and do that. Go to the bazaar and buy 3 sacks. Stories. Hide advice. Port Avon Dock. The Village Green. We could maybe get another thing here. A golden nebula scintillates above Port Avons of apple trees. Allotments, eel fishers, and steepled church. Here you may, if you choose, immerse yourself in the village's quaint rhythms. Someone has grafted brass wheels to the carcass of an old armoire and impaled its top with a jaunty damasked umbrella. Okay. Someone has grafted brass wheels to the carcass of an old armoire and impaled its top with a jaunty damasked umbrella. A man stands behind it, flesh and finery the colors of the dawn, shepherding customers through their sampling of wines. Sweet wines, sour wines, subtle wines, and sinful. Spirits of every vintage. Save, of course, the Hesperidian cider. He gives a small, sad laugh. I know, because I looked. This is the only place with real apples, but even here that cider eludes me. He beckons you with a gloved hand. Give me a second here. Get out of here. Sorry. Ask him about the Hesperidian cider. Come here close. And listen, you effervescent thing, I have a story. An associate of mine. He once gave me a sip of it, one golden drop to place under my tongue, and my life was changed. Our carnivorous pleasure steeps in his voice as he speaks. I went back to the store immediately, of course, but the price was too much. And then eventually the dreams drained away, and now I'm here, serving wine to drunks. His laughter is black and bitter, but the auroral sommelier gives you the address nonetheless, just in case. If you decide to risk the same grief, savor it for me. Onwards. It seems like a nice thing to write a poem about. Let's explore the village green. Take a relaxing stroll around the village, watch a cricket match. We'll take a stroll. Above, a golden nebula is fierce in the sky. An amber light dapples the curving lanes. Locals nod to you cautiously as you pass. A light drizzle of silver rain brushes the village. Its beads are bright and tiny as pinheads. You are wearing out your welcome. The heart of the village, surrounded by orchards of real apple trees that were shipped through the avid horizon as seeds, an endowment of years from her renewed majesty grew them to swift maturity. Actions here will wear out your welcome. Okay, perhaps not. Let's upgrade or level up our captain. A poet. Facets to take. Take a facet. What did the winds of fate hold in store? Scarred. You came close that day to death. It left its mark. I mean, this is actually genuinely true because we did come close to taking, dying to that carcass. A scandal. You were the gossip of London salons and the target of blistering editorials in the Gazette. Mad, they said. Bad, they said. Dangerous to know. This is also somewhat true because we did inherit our ship. An interlude in red and gold. You lost your mind once. They put you in a splendid hotel managed by a cheery gentleman. Who would determine when you could leave? 15 minutes of fame. One of your works propelled you to brief, sudden fame. You heard that even the captivating princess said something offhand and complimentary about it at a salon. This seems like very good, very true to our character because we are technically seeking fame. So it could be that we are chasing the dragon of our 15 minutes of fame, and hoping that some of our future work will be seen by the princess again. So I'll take that. I'm not even going to look at the last one. One of your works propelled you to gushing articles in the Gazette, breathless flattery in the salons. You were showered with attention and gifts. You had admirers. How did you take to fame? Fame was never the goal. Celebrity only interfered with your work. You became a recluse, spurning the invitations and ignoring the doorbell. No, I think I flourished, like a rose in the sun. Some said it went to your head, that it changed you. Of course it did. Isn't that the point? You blossomed in fame, and when it went away, you withered. This is good. This is we're forming a character here. I love the idea that you level up your captain in the form of taking facets of their past self. You're not learning new things, you're remembering yourself. Oof. It's another one of those things. Okay, we managed to kill it. Do we want to loot this one? Leave the beast untouched. I would prefer not. So we have the seeds, and we head back to our, well, we don't head back, actually. We head to Magdalene. Magdalene lies to the south-southwest of New Winchester, so we're just heading west, basically, because we're already south-south. What is this? Solomon's silence lies about these hollow, knotty ruins, or haughty ruins. Requires a saying. These were not here when I found this when I drove by. Can we explore? We don't have a saying. It's a shame. I would like to... Oh, a stopped clock. The fastidious inspector approaches you in the galley. Captain, good day. I noticed your ship's clock had stopped. Perhaps you'd permit me to repair it. She has a little case of tools and a hopeful expression. Permit it. You prefer things to be right more than twice a day. She gives a... where is this happening? She gives a grateful flicker of a smile and sets to work. Soon she has the back off the clock and has spread tiny cogs across the galley table. Obscure horological tools gleam brassily among them. Everything has a place. I appreciate the opportunity to keep myself busy. Staring too long at the stars is harmful to the temperament. A fastidious inspector is attempting to fix the locomotive's clock. This might just be happening on my locomotive. What are the duties of an agent of the horological office? Discuss the reach. Compliment her skills. Her hands are deft and sure. She polishes, she cleans, she reassembles. The wide, wild frontier, a sunless domain, but impossibly verdant, with gargantuan vines, cathedral-sized bronzewoods, and livid fungal archipelagos. Discuss the reach. It has an uncouth splendor, but I miss Albion, and the steady light of the clockwork sun. These sunless reaches are so misty and quiet. She pauses, but critical. The territories here are rich with raw hours, and enough vegetation grows on them to feed the whole of London, even if some of it is a dubious shape. What happened to the Reach's sun? And London has a man-made sun. How did Her Majesty defeat the old one? We warred and we won. It's not my area of expertise, I'm afraid. The suns made the law, and they say, now Her Majesty makes it. As for the Reach's sun, she looks through the window at the lightless, stirring mists. I don't know. Do suns grow old? Do they die of natural causes? I think that would probably be better than the alternative, wouldn't it? Ask for news of London. The seat of the empire lies in far-off Albion, where a man-made sun burns in the sky. Another sun blazed there once, before Her renewed majesty conquered it. London sits in her coat of smog. Courtiers squabble at the foot of the throne of hours, hoping to receive endowments of years. Meanwhile, hard-working civil servants labor to ensure everything runs as it should. Was there a touch of archness there? All as normal, I miss her, though. There is no city like London in all the skies, and Albion is very different from the Reach, much more civilized. About the Winchester War. There are those who feel that London is a long way away, and that they'd do a better job of governing themselves. The frontier attracts independent spirits. We call them Tacties? For the hobnail boots that are so practical out there. London, unsurprisingly, disagrees. The Windward Company earnestly represents Her Majesty's interest in the region, sometimes very earnestly indeed. The Tacties call London loyalists stovepipes for our hats, I suppose. She avoids looking at you. And you, Captain, where do your sympathies lie? These are new lands. Why should old rules or old masters hold sway? You hold no loyalty to either side. What a remarkable indulgence, she marks, with a raised eyebrow. The fastidious inspector, inquire about her work. What are the duties of an agent of the horological office? She sniffs. It is of fundamental importance that 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in one corner of the empire occurs at the same time as 10 o'clock on the 2nd of June in the opposite corner. How is an empire to function if it can't agree what time of day it is? Unfortunately, the process is complicated by the fact that time is less reliable than it was. The hours trade has seen to that. Ask about the hours trade. Oh, hours have more uses than that. We use them to increase the efficiency of work worlds, to speed journeys to distant regions to resolve overcrowding in prisons. It does make my life more difficult when time knots and stretches like wool on the loom. More difficult, but more vital. Her Majesty seized a great trove of them when she assumed the throne of ours, and now even more have been found in the reach. Miners dig them from the ground. She looks momentarily wistful. Sorry. I hope someday to retire with the modest pension of years myself, to prolong the better part of my retirement. Compliment her skills. Thank you, she says, a small, embarrassed silence. It's possible the inspector is pleased. It's rather hard to tell. Bid her a good evening. You've got work to do. And to you, Captain, I think I shall make a cup of tea. So we can't explore this. I'm not sure what that was all about. Where did that take place? Let's go south and west a little bit. A distant nebula shines on this place. It's light as mellow as melted butter. See now, like butter, that's pretty yellow, right? You can imagine how yellow butter is. Melted butter, that's really mellow. That's really mellow yellow. You know, like that's some mellow yellow, I guess. What is that? Is that anything? Just like the entire vibe changed when I approached that. It wasn't anything, by the way. Again, I'm probably not going to address this every time, but like I am doing this playthrough with it in mind that you will not be watching it. You will probably have this in the background or be doing something else and listening to it. Like right now I'm just like kind of traveling around and there's some really nice looking wisps around and like stars in the background. It's nice. This game's got a really nice vibe, complemented by very excellent soundscapes. I feel like I'm going maybe too south. Maybe I should just be heading north. Because, like, things are getting kind of dark, and I'm starting to feel a little bit in danger. I'm gonna send out my raven again. The scout complains about the cold. It found nothing. Well, that's a shame. I'm sure it could do editing on this series. I'm not going to. I'm gonna make a pointed decision right now that I'm not editing on this series for a number of reasons. Mostly because I don't want to, but like also it's just like maybe I think there's probably value in having some quiet moments every once in a while. A lot of it is probably too much, but a lot of anything is too much, right? Okay, so we're gonna head west. The clamor of New Winchester can be heard on the wind, familiar as a disagreeable uncle. I still have to find Magdalene. There's a giant, like, tree in the background there a little bit. This is such a vivid vision of space. It hardly feels like space at all, in a way. I'm surprised I haven't encountered any creatures or any marauders of any kind right now. There's a light. I feel like I am approaching a city. New Winchester built watchtowers here in a fruitless attempt to deter marauders. Gained a little bit of experience from finding this place. Your supplies are low. Once you run out, your crew will begin to starve. You can buy more at most ports. To check if a port sells supplies, check it on the chart. Okay. So we gotta find this place pretty soon. Can't really send out my bat again because that costs supplies. I'm hoping that light over there is... No, it's not a watchtower. It is, in fact... Oh, sorry, it is a watchtower. Havenwood. I wonder... I think we could probably dock at one of these places. We're supposed to be going south-southeast. Let me just check this again. Magdalene lies to the south-southwest... Sorry, south-southwest of New Winchester. So, I'm not sure where this place is. And I'm running out of supplies. Lights in the distance, a stoker begins to sing a ballad about the chimneys of New Winchester. Okay, I might have to just come back to New Winchester. So what is this? This seems like a place. Hodge's Crucible. Well, oh, there's some stuff. Maybe that would be supplies. Whoops, I accidentally sent my thing out. Shoot. I sent my bat out. Your scout discovered something out in the sky. Long Knuckle Pass. Again, it's like in this area. I need to... okay, well, we're close enough to New Winchester. We'll go there. But this is unfortunate. I know I've probably like flown right past Magdalene like 3 times maybe. Wispy condensation trails across the sky, the ghosts of passing trains. Let's check out what this is real quick. Blue Kingdom Transit. Transit Relay. Victory Hall. The Assembly, a coalition of independent-minded settlers, colloquially called tacties. Tackities? Could be tackities. Gather and argue here. Deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the tackities' favor. Okay, I could do that. Deliver your port reports to the Indurate veteran. Raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificent glass and steel house... This magnificence of glass and steel houses the Colonial Assembly. Here representatives of the independent ports of the Reach gather and quarrel. Deliver your port reports. Her tireless exertions during the blockade earned her both a seat on the Assembly and enemies in London. She likes to keep abreast of events. This will influence the balance of power in the Reach in favor of the Tackities, the colonists seeking independence from London. Sure. She listens with a scowl. Well, I'd rather not know than not, I suppose, and thanks you for bringing this to me. Rather than the bloody stovepipes, I'll arrange a gratuity. You've gained 100 sovereigns. Very nice. You now have the Tackities gratitude. Tackities. You've gained 1 fortune. You've lost 1 fortune from the stovepipes. Makes sense. Chat with the Indurate veteran. Her skin is brown and her hair is beginning to gray. She wears a heavy unbuttoned coat. metals gleam in the shadows behind its lapels. One half of her face is scarred from frostbite. She is enjoying a quiet cigarillo with her peers while her peers argue in the Chamber of Assembly. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. You talk for a while about life in the skies. When her cigarillo is just a stub, she says, I'd be grateful to hear reports of your travels, sir. I suspect all manner of strife and imprudence is going to kick off in the foreseeable. I mean to be ready for it. As you visit ports, you may obtain port reports. Turn them in at Victory Hall to receive rewards. Okay. Well, I did, and I received. Is there a shop? There are no shops, so I can't replenish, which is a darn shame. So we'll have to go to New Winchester. There is another thing there, so we'll check that out real quick. Maybe we can check out a store here. Company house. We also gain experience for discovering things, so it's good to check things out. The local headquarters of the Windward Company, London's proxy in the Reach, deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the company's favor. Chat with the prudent secretary. Now their modest offices occupy an ex-tinning factory in the murkier recesses of town. It continues to smell faintly of beans. Trade favor for a ministry-stamped permit. So this is the stovepipes, and I could have delivered my port report here. I don't know. I don't know what I would favor, to be honest. But either way, I'm going to go to New Winchester and try and buy, with my 100 sovereigns, some more supplies and continue to seek out Magdalene. There's apparently a lot of hidden lore in this game, as well as a hidden ambition, which is interesting to me. But I don't know anything about it, and I'm trying not to spoil myself. So we did make it to New Winchester just in time. Scrubbed clerk begs a moment of your time. I represent Holliges, the banking house. Recruit the incognito princess. Wow. Okay. What am I supposed to do with that black box, by the way? Ambition. The fastidious inspector. You're to escort her to Port Prosper. Oh, right. I'm supposed to escort her. That's why she was on my deck doing stuff. Prosper lies to the west-southwest of New Winchester. Okay. So I got to do that as well. Whitlock's legacy. You could take the box to London as requested, or you could sell it and be done. I think I want to do that. Not sell it, sorry. I want to, hire on crew at Wolfsea Station. I might want to do that. Recruit the incognito princess. Perch atop a mound of luggage is a radiant young woman. Let's talk to the banking house. I represent Holliges, the banking house. I promise this will take only a moment of your unquestionably valuable time. He produces a folded contract with a flourish. We hear promising things about you, sir. Very promising indeed. Yeah? What's my name? And what's my favorite color? We would like to extend our services. We provide a secure solution for the storage of your assets. Absolute discretion and steadfastness unto death and beyond. We require only a signature. The offer is entirely complimentary, I assure you. At Holliges, we measure ourselves by the quality of our clientele. This will unlock a bank vault, allowing you to store and withdraw items at any port. Okay. I am certain that this represents the beginning of a long and warm relationship between ourselves and your lineage. May it endure. I bid you a good day, sir. You may access your bank in the central port of any region. You will find it in the list of areas on the left-hand menu when docked. Select to transfer items between your dock, hold, and the bank. You'll be able to access the contents of your bank from any port, hub, or hub port. If your captain dies, the contents of your bank will be inherited by your next captain. Interesting. Rumored opportunities. If you've heard of any opportunities to acquire... Oh, this is my journal. Shops. Bazaar. Souls for Port Prosper. Well, we are going to Port Prosper, so why not? Tacites at Wolfsea Station speak in whispers of Reach marauders trafficking in jumbles of undistinguished souls sighted across the Reach. Lord Something of Port Prosper requires 3 consignments of souls for an infernally themed party. Prosper lies to the west-southwest of New Winchester. But how do we get these souls? Can we sell anything? Reclaimed Marauder Mangonel. Oh, we don't have that. Cotterell and Hathersage, Jerusalem. I think, is that not what, in hold? Like, what is it currently on our ship? We are currently using a reclaimed Marauder Mangonel. Fire-eyed maid of smoky war, all hot and bleeding will we offer them. So maybe we could take this and have 2 weapons. Again, I don't know if your hold. This shows your current cargo at any prospects you've accepted. So we have 2 guns. Crate of nostalgic crockery. Can we sell that? I'm assuming we can only sell certain things at certain places. Well, we want to buy some supplies. Wow, we really don't have a lot of money. So you really need to stay ahead of things. Bank. Can we sell this anywhere? Crate of nostalgic crockery. We can sell it for 50. Nice. And then we need to buy something, probably from the blue city. We could maybe buy a new train later, much later. Good lord, some of these trains are expensive. Possessions, favor, opening narrative. Okay. So I don't really want to end here. I would like to find Magdalene Station. I think it might be here. So I'm gonna continue looking. It can't be too far. Scamp's Narrow. Oh. I was worried that that ship was gonna like attack us, but they seem okay. So supplies have like a cooldown, or not cooldown, like a time limit. Kissagar Gardens. So that's another place discovered that isn't Magdalene. Young's found. So we need to explore this area here. That can't be. There's no way that that's Magdalene's in there. It's too close to Winchester. At this point, it might be worth just like trying to find Prospect. It's not like we're not making progress in a way, because like we are discovering many things, which gives us experience. Hodge's Crucible. I think we already discovered that. Okay, so we're gonna go to Prospect instead. West southwest. So we are getting a bigger idea or bigger picture of like what this place looks like. Who knows? Maybe we'll find Magdalene while we're trying to find Prospect. Oh, I should have bought some fuel, huh? We only have 1 barrel of fuel left. So that could be really bad. Maybe we'll get lucky. What is this? Can't really do too many detours. Ah, supplies. Or something. Maybe valuables? Ah, we did get lucky. We got fuel. So this is Long Knuckle Pass. What is this? Terror. 36%. Nightmares untroubled. So there's a nightmare meter as well. Our hold is like 8 out of 12 full. Our crew is 7 out of 10. There's a few things to keep our eye on. We haven't even looked at all of his menus. Officers. So whatever. Your officers use this tab while in port to appoint them or at any time to talk to or otherwise interact with them. The inventory, okay. Chief engineer, mascot. We need a mascot, of course. And a musician. We're gonna need a musician. You can't have a good adventure without a musician. Ooh, that looks... They've got a pretty beefy train. Mashelin's Thrift. A lush verdance encloses you, green as emeralds. They're having like a scuttle. Are those guards? Tackety Scout. I'm sighting on the stovepipes, I guess, for now. Ouch. We're taking damage. Oof, we just barely missed that one. Oh, he just barely missed that one. Okay, he died. It was probably ill-advised, even interfering with that. Pillage their stores for fuel and supplies. Tackety's favors scrappy, versatile engines that, when not skirmishing with company vessels, can serve double duty as traders, messengers, or transports. This looks like a far-ranging engine, likely to be well stocked, but you'll have to search quickly. Fire already belches from the ruined scout's windows. Success! You've gained 1 fuel and 1 supply. You search the section of the locomotive furthest from the fires, and find several stacks of coal and supply cupboard before the smoke grows too thick. You return to your own engine with your pillaged goods. Okay, we took some damage, but that's okay. We gained something. So let's continue exploring. Oof. The guy almost collided with us. We're in a very jungly part of this this world. Who knew there could be jungle in space? But there can be, you know? You just don't know. You don't know until you know. I'm gonna send my bat out, and apparently it only costs a little bit of supplies. I thought it cost a whole supply. We got something over here and something over here. Okay, a report from your scout. It's found something. Yes. So we want to check out what we're seeing here. Wonders. You found and benefited from a wonder, one of the most pleasant and least menacing landmarks of the high wilderness. Wonders immediately lower terror when you draw near them, so long as you haven't visited too recently. Sometimes it's worth taking a detour to include them in your routes. So what kind of wonder do we have here? Memorial to the Unknown Rat. It's a really cool looking statue. So we're going southwest south, or no, west southwest. Right, sorry, my bad. This is more like hard west that I'm going, but you know, I gotta explore. I gotta find something. There's something out here to find, at least. It's the 6th of April, 1905. Just in case you're curious. Oh no, this doesn't lead to that. Well, we've got plenty of fuel and supplies now, thanks to a number of things. So we will be out here for a while, maybe. We keep discovering things, my captain will level up, and we'll learn more about them. I'm going to send out my bat again. Scout reports a successful expedition. Something there. Okay, that looks like a port or station of some sort. Enduring dreadnought. Something's shooting over there. That's another possibly skirmishing Tackety and Stovepipe. I don't want to get involved in that because I took almost half my health and damage last time. A rumble of far off refineries. Distant searchlights rake the sky. Port Prosper. That's a lot of experience we just gained, and we're about to finish a quest. The Morgan Abrathat span? Crammed at the feet of a hulking crag, Port Prosper is a little London divided into an affluent West End and an impecunious East. Queen's Cross is a busy station, crowded with engines that have arrived through the nearby transit relay from Albion. Recruit incautious driver, recruit the incognito princess, parsimonious chairman's offices, ask about the Albion transit relay. Deliver the fastidious inspector. Let's start with that. She disembarks with her bag in hand and peers up at a clock tower that is being raised above the station. It is tangled with scaffolding and rings with the sound of hammers and the cries of workmen. The inspector will depart. Be sure you've held any conversations with her that you wish to. You will receive fuel and supplies in addition to a sum of money. Ensure that you have 6 spaces in your hold before accepting. We do not. Perhaps not. We actually don't have enough room. So let's instead visit the shops and maybe sell something. Nels's Emporium sells barrel of unseasoned hours and fuel and supplies. Jumble of undistinguished souls. Can we buy that here? We could. To complete this prospect, supply 3 or more. Well, you have to buy these for 150 each. Where do we have to deliver these? Heard of jumbles of undistinguished souls being shepherded through the reach on Spirifer engines. You have heard of jumbles of undistinguished souls being shepherded through the reach on the Spirifer engines. Trading opportunity. Only the well-armed and the desperate. Oh yeah, we're still trying to do this one. Port Avon lies to the south-southeast of Winchester. Magdalene lies to the south-southwest of New Winchester. We're still trying to do that one. New bargain available in 30 days. Okay, so let's go to the bazaar. Nelson's Emporium. We're gonna sell some fuel. What is our hold taken up by right now? 3 seeds, that's what's taking up our hold. That's why. So I'm just gonna sell one of each of our fuel and supplies. And that way we'll have enough room to accept the new supplies. You've gained 3 fuel, 3 supplies, 150 sovereigns. You have 60 experience. They have departed. Thank you, Captain. Here is the balance of our agreement, and, as promised, a requisition order for fuel and supplies. She casts another glance at the incomplete clock tower. Given the apparent state of construction, I'd recommend you visit the work site. There may be an opportunity there. And thank you for the pleasant conversation, Captain. The sky can be a lonely place. You enlivened it. I have included a small additional sum in your remuneration as a token of my gratitude. Ask the horse foreman what they need. They plan to call it the Albert Clock, in memory of the departed prince consort, but there's a way to go yet. The roof isn't finished and the clock neither ticks nor bongs. You can see the fastidious inspector up among the workings with a spanner and a can of oil, showing the workmen how it's done. Ask the horse foreman what they need. Bronze wood, the foreman wheezes bluntly. 1 consignment, they sell it at Trader's Wood and Trader's Wood and Palmier and Plenty's, I hear, and a gourd of chorister nectar. This bunch of work-shy ingrates need constant shouting at, and my voice has given up the ghost. Some nectar should have me bellowing again like a champion. Carillon's your best bet. There or Titania, the flower town, will pay like. If you can purchase the necessary goods and return them to Port Prosper, you'll make a tidy profit. Be warned, the materials aren't cheap and they'll occupy space in your hold. Take your leave. The narrow streets huddle in the shadow of a great crag. Write a port report. The factories continue to belch out smoke, while over the bridge hopeful crowds gather outside the Admiral Nelson. Lovers can be seen strolling arm in arm along the promenade, at a respectable distance from the chaperones. There was a brief protest outside the Windward Company factory, swiftly quelled. The scones of the Nelson were as good as ever, though the piquancy of the jam was less than might be desired. To earn rewards, hand in your port reports. Attend a parade. It is apparently the Feast of the Red Saint. Gaudy banners fly over the painted rooftops of Port Prosper. The smog of the East End is hidden away by giant posters displaying dragons in varying degrees of vivisection. The cramped streets are clogged with people. Wealthy West Enders promenade about the amusements while impoverished East Enders work the stalls and huddle by the chestnut fires for warmth. A painted dragon pursued by knights is chased through the crowds to a chorus of Ho, the riding. Mingle with the West Enders, mingle with the East Enders, fraternize with everyone. Skyfarers are not limited by the rigid social structures of Port Prosper, though neither are they beloved for it. Let's mingle with the East Enders. Art definitely prospers from depravity. Not depravity so much as like, I don't know, I guess that's the word I want. I don't know. Oi, a wide-eyed East Ender bellows his comrade somewhere under his jacket. Who's all this then? A crowd gathers from out of the shadows. You are subjected to a number of looks that, if not quite filthy, are at least grubby. Eventually the huddle disperses. The first East Ender extends a thin hand, lined and worn. It's a good sign you wanted to talk to us. You spend the afternoon watching vaudeville players satirize the Red Saint and his dragon in and out of the way tent, followed by a hearty hearty supper of roast chestnuts and almost Palatable ale down by the station. Good lord. You are tolerated by the impoverished East Enders. Sparklers wheel in the sky, lovers race across the span. The scent of butterscotch and candy floss is on the wind. Could attend a performance at the Gaudy Widow? Not really. The vaudeville theater tends toward either quaint or vulgar, or on good days, both. Offer transport to settlers. We do need to recruit someone. I specialize in test driving, but I'm looking for something quieter. Ask about the Albion Transit Relay. Lies in a cul-de-sac close to the Port Prosper dock. Parsimonious chairman's offices. Elegantly appointed, if antiquated. Find a call at the Albert Clock in memory of the departed Prince Consort. Offer transport to settlers. Sure. Would-be pioneers clamor at the station, eager to make their fortunes among the stars. I'd appreciate it if you took me to Trader's Wood. I'm in the mood for a spot of sport. You wipe your hand on your trousers after shaking his disquietingly sweaty hand. This is it, isn't it? Leaving the safety of Port Prosper, really going out into the world. Here we go again, then. Deliver a settler. A settler has come aboard your locomotive. And I guess with that, we'll leave, and we'll also end this episode. It's been a long one. I don't intend for them all to be an hour long like this, but, they're going to end like that. I still have to find Magdalene, and now we have to find this new place called Trader's Wood. I believe that's where we can also get some of the supplies. Bronzewood and Chorister Nectar. Who knows? But anyway, I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm hoping I'll be able to read things better. I've been doing a not great job, but I'm going to try and do better. But either way, if you're enjoying the series, definitely hit it with a like and consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.